All right, so today we're diving into something that's pretty fascinating to me, at least luxury living, but like in a whole new way. We're going to dig into Reportage properties, specifically their Verdana development in Dubai. And just glancing through this brochure, I have to say they are really raising some interesting points about where urban living is going.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. And Reportage Properties in itself is kind of an interesting developer in this whole conversation. I mean, they're global, they've got projects everywhere, but the focus on affordability
Yeah.
and not just like basic living spaces, but modern design, creating that sense of belonging, it's pretty unique. You don't always see that.
Yeah, and that totally comes through in this Verdana project, right? It's all about lush living.
Yeah.
They even go as far as calling it like a sanctuary for the senses, which, I mean, come on, this is Dubai. How do you even do that? And I guess that's what I really want to unpack today. Like, is that even possible? Can you have this tranquil oasis in one of the most energetic cities out there? What does that say about where luxury is headed in the future?
Well, for starters, I think the location of Verdana in Dubai Investments Park is a pretty strategic move if they're going for that balance.
Okay, so break it down for me. What's so special about Dubai Investments Park?
So Dubai Investments Park, it's kind of this hub, right? Like they've designed it to be this blend of business and residential life. But what's cool is that it's also really green, super well planned, not what you might picture when you think of a bustling city center. So you've got these like major arteries like Sheikh Zayed Road, Emirates Road, easy to get around. But then on the flip side, you're right there by Expo City Dubai, which is like what this huge hub for sustainability and innovation. So it's almost like Verdana is trying to be this bridge between those two worlds, like global connectivity meets a more mindful way of life.
I see what you mean, tapping into that desire for balance. And speaking of balance, they really hype up the different types of living spaces available in Verdana. But going through this brochure, it feels, well, a little over the top even for Dubai. Private balconies, sky roofs. They're really leaning into this whole opulence redefined thing. So is it really attainable for a range of people, or is it just marketing?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, they do offer everything from studios to those massive four-bedroom townhouses, so that does seem like they're trying to appeal to more than just the ultra-rich. But you're right about the language they use in this brochure, like a fingerprint of refined taste. It's interesting, though, how they're defining luxury, right? Not just about square footage or price point, but about a certain feel.
Yeah, they're selling a feeling as much as a physical space.
Exactly, and that's where all the amenities come in.
Okay, let's talk about that because they list a bunch of stuff in the brochure. Swimming pools, gym, clubhouse, the works. But I'm curious how these things actually play into Verdana's overall vision. Like what are they going for here?
I think it's more than just having those things available. It's about creating a whole lifestyle?
Yeah.
Like they're not just giving you a place to work out or take a dip in the pool. It's more like they're setting the stage for you to connect with people, to focus on well-being. And you see that in all the details, right? Like landscaped gardens, areas for kids to run around, even the clubhouse. It's less of a practical space and more like what you'd find at a high-end resort. So yeah, they're definitely going for that effortless luxury vibe. Like everything is just right there whenever you need it.
Yeah, which brings us back to that whole sense of belonging thing they keep mentioning, right? It's not just about owning a piece of this luxurious property. It's about being part of this exclusive community they're building.
Yeah.
But then you have Dubai's Urban Plan 2040, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
And that has this big focus on sustainability, on making the city more livable for everyone. So how does Verdana, with all its luxury and exclusivity, fit into that vision? It feels, I don't know, contradictory.
That is the million dirham question, isn't it? And it's interesting because the brochure does kind of touch on it, even if it's brief. They make a big deal about Verdana's green spaces, how close it is to parks and other outdoor areas. Like they're trying to present this image of urban living that's still connected to nature. They even mention energy efficient design in the buildings themselves.
So are they trying to say they're on board with the whole sustainability push,
Yeah.
even if it seems a bit at odds with, this whole lavish lifestyle they're selling?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're trying to have it both ways. And it really brings up some important questions for us to think about. Like, can you really have luxury on this scale and still be sustainable? Those two ideas, they seem to clash a bit, don't they? And how does a development like Verdana, which, let's be real, is aimed at a wealthier demographic? How does that contribute to making Dubai more inclusive for everyone, which is what the urban plan is supposedly all about?
Definitely something to ponder. I mean, Verdana paints this very appealing picture, right? But it also highlights how complex urban development can be, especially in a place like Dubai that's constantly changing and evolving. So are we headed toward a future where luxury and sustainability can actually coexist? Or do we need to start rethinking what luxury even means in the first place? That's something I'll be thinking about for sure, and I hope you all will too.